It's your boy Carcino here. You're here for the late show. Now, let me inform you of this, okay? Professional athletes today in the game, they're being set up. That's right. Set up. A lot of y'all see these situations like Shannon Sharp, many other ones, just using them as a prime example. And y'all be thinking these dudes are so stupid. How they get caught up like this? Now, the younger generation, it don't take much to get them. And the reason it don't take much to get them is because they're so easy to be manipulated. You can go on Instagram, Twitter. They so young, they would take anything. You know, that's just how these young folks communicate. But if you're looking at bigger picture and the scope of things, it's entirely different. So, all of these professional athletes who were making these endorsement deals, they were moving from A to Z, and you start seeing all of these different entities take a hold of what was going on, and you're like, what the hell is this? This don't even make sense. So you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and you start to see that there's bigger things at play. I've talked to some NBA players. I've talked to NFL players, former, and they said, man, look, they're not being honest. He was like, I'm going to tell you, when we played, there was no Twitter. There was no Instagram. How do you think we got women? He's like, look, they had these women that are at the hotel we stay at, right? They all get the information where we're going to stay. They already posted up. They know what we like. They're going to have a lot of those options there for you. He's like, man, they have, like, one of the guys who I spoke to said the woman he got was given to him by one of the people in the front office, and said, hey man, come to my party I'm having at the house. I got a girl for you. And that girl ended up being the girl that ended up taking him for money and all kind of stuff. So he naturally knew, like, okay, this is how it works here. Oh man, shoot, one player tell you, one girl tried to blow up his entire marriage, his household, everything, in a matter of seconds. And I mean seconds. They went ahead and implemented this new system. This new system was supposed to be the end all be all of everything, right? Like, this was supposed to be it. A new system. for like anybody trying to date athletes, don't let the girls get this close. Ever since the pandemic, they were supposed to have been changing everything, right? But now, since things are back opened up, the players didn't mind as much. They didn't care. They looked at it as, okay, it's just a few dollars. But this one player was married. He decided to go on ahead. They had OTAs, right? So he's going out for OTAs. He's coming back, and there's a girl that works at the local restaurant down there, right? She got the job there due to the fact that her father is like plugged with the organization. And because the father's plugged with the organization, they got this restaurant where the players normally come in there and eat. Don't nobody bother them. You know, it is what it is. So she basically works there, runs the restaurant. Long story short, she meets him and she don't date the players, you know, according to her. I don't even date the players. I rarely watch sports. I'm so busy working the restaurant. So he falls for this and hooks up with this girl. Next thing you know, this girl is talking about he's mean to me, he's abusive, everything to the organization. And the organization called him in and said, hey man, I don't know what you've done, but we're going to try to fix this for you. And he was like, I didn't even do anything. He said, hey man, hey, we believe you. We're on your side on this. I'm just letting you know. This is being said. He was like, all right, we're going to take care of this for you. Now, I know your contract's coming up and you want X, Y, and Z. He's like, man, just make this go away. I didn't even do anything, man. He's like, the girl is crazy. He's like, I know. But he's like, what is a jury going to believe if this woman wants to go to court? What is she going to believe if she goes to court? That this big, strong ox of a man and this little bitty woman, she was the problem and you were the victim? No jury's going to believe that. We can't let this woman go to court. So we're going to try to, call her in here and make sure she's not going to the press, X, Y, and Z. So it comes out of his contract later. And they do it to control negotiations. This woman does this stuff all the time. She's like basically an actress. They were literally setting up professional athletes, getting favorable deals, everything. So when you want to talk environment, when you want to talk things aren't going well, you want to talk this is ridiculous or it's not adding up, it don't make sense, why would they do this, why would they do that? Well, you see why now. I've told people countless times, man, they just don't listen. And I tell them, I say, man, look, it's like this. You either want to be a part of something or you don't. It's clear, right? Either you want to be a part of something or you don't. That's all. They don't care if you the punter. They don't care if you the 12th man on the bench. One girl went on MySpace, right? When MySpace was popular, and she got her a former basketball player. He was on MySpace, had a professional account, like he was the guy. So he's on MySpace. MySpace. Finding this girl, talking to this girl. Wow, wow, wow. They in the private chat talking. And next thing you know, boom. Right? Everything blows up in their face. I mean, seriously, just poof, blows right up. Now, the average person will go, whoa, wait a minute. This don't seem right. First of all, the person in the picture he was seeing wasn't the person. Then it was time to meet. This person pull up with about 4 other people. And he's like, hey, I think I'm good. Yeah, he got caught in the trick bag. So the player, he didn't make a lot of money. So the person caused the scene at the place where they tried to like jump him, attack him. The security was there and they tried to make it like it was an altercation with him. And he said it was an angry fan. And back then, he got aired out on MySpace, but never in a real walk of life type of thing. So they set professional athletes up. In today's modern time, the person at the concierge desk normally has a girl. They send the girls to the room. They'll tell them the room. They'll have it like, oh, well, she's here. She's going to get a room, X, Y, and Z, right? They'll say, send them to the room, right? They get up to the room. You got 6 to 7 different people getting involved, right? Nobody else consorting with anybody. I don't like these type of things because it's like entrapment. And some of these dudes think that it works because it pop off the first time real good, and they cool with the dude at the front desk. Concierge, man, I'm tipped him good, man. He got my girls. They setting you up. These are not your friends. These are not your homeboys. They are here to mess you up. And that's it. That's their only job. Their only job is to screw you up. I'll make it even more simple for you. What's up, sincerely? Yeah, VIP in the clubs, but most of the NBA players, unless they were young, they were going to the clubs. They don't really go to the clubs because they don't want to deal with the riffraff. One of the assistant coaches, one of his group of hoes that he got, an assistant coach, has a brothel in the National Basketball Association. My guy. Am I being followed again? Just might be. But they had a brothel, my guy. Brothel of hoes. An assistant coach said, hey, holler at me, I got you. Dude don't even play for their team, right? He's the assistant coach of another team. They were in summer league, right? He playing in summer league. So they saying, all right, look, go ahead and, bring the hoes back, to the spot. So he was like, look, man, I'll have some hoes sent over there. You know what I'm saying? He was being a good dude. And he said, hey, I'm going to send a couple of girls over to your spot. Like they know what time it is. It's an assistant coach in the National Basketball Association. Right? He was put on the team as an assistant coach because of his brothel that he basically was running since he was a player in the league. That's why he's an assistant coach, because he can provide hoes. Now, here's the thing. One of his girls didn't like how the other girl was being favorably treated. Like, oh, she's treating her more better than me. And this ain't going on and this ain't happening. Right? And one of the players said, hey man, one of your girls is tripping. She's over here getting into it with such and such. And he was like, man, do you got any cash on you? He was like, get that chick $5K. It's all good. Just give her a $5K. And he gave her $5K for her to chill out. And she chilled out. And he was like, man, look, I'm gonna calm her down because she probably was on some drugs, some Molly and all that stuff. He's like, man, I told y'all kids about these drugs, man. They play with your mind. I ain't never about no drugs. I'm about these hoes, you know what I'm saying, these girls, but I'm trying to hard to control them when they on that stuff. You need to get these girls up off that stuff. All y'all young folk need to stop that. So he was telling them, like, look, gang, y'all need to cut back on the Molly, cut back on these pills. But these young guys in this game, they all are different. They all are different. So if they all moving different, right? How you think they gonna treat you? Hey, Miss P. So they all moving different out here. The Bathhouse Brothers. Yeah, pretty much. So the assistant coaches, there's some referees that used to be like that back before the internet, but the concierge at the hotel, They got a girl for you, dude. They go in there and the concierge be like, well, what do you want? He'd be like, I want a brunette, thick chick, 5'6", kind of look like this. He's like, I know a couple girls. You want her to come to your room? He's like, you know her? You can send her to my room? Bet. The Miami Heat probably never win the championship. This happens a lot in Miami. See, what happens is most of these girls who worked in the strip club industry, they don't have the wherewithal, or it's not even them. The money's dried up. People ain't coming to the strip clubs. They don't really have access to go to the NBA games and sit courtside. That's too much money. So what they do is they sit back, like right now, it's brothel of hoes out here. They all trying to catch a date, and they got two wild ass niggas with them who basically the pimp. Now, here's where the problem kicks in at, right? Girls get sent to the room, they start tripping, right? And then she'll say, man, I bring my girlfriend up here. And these young guys today be like, yeah, let's get 3. You call her up. Shoot, I could do 4 girls. You know, and then next thing you know, these 4 girls are setting your ass up and was like, look, if you don't give me X, 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 and X, then this is going left. Or worse, they start doing Molly together. So in Miami, what they would do is they would bring them out in Miami. After the show, they'll go work the hotels where they staying at, the players. Not the home players. They don't like Miami Heat players. You know, they considered lame. You know what I'm saying? They catch them at the boat show and the marinas. They local. They can get them anytime. So they ain't worried about them. What they worried about is getting, not them, but they worried about getting the players that's coming in on the road. So they know how to get them. That's the money. That's the target. So this is why you see all these dudes with chicks from Miami. They come flying out and they run into them and they say, oh, like it's Happenstance. Nope. They work them hotels and some of them grease the pockets of them concierges and they get suggested to players, like, call him up. And they get sent to a room. Now, these girls are wild. They come from nothing. So you can impress them with little stuff. You know, most of them were strippers. Failed strippers. And they only doing that to escape. You know, she's unemotionally attached anyway. But this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to her. She don't want to lose this spot. She don't want to lose this position. She damn sure don't want to lose it to some thought. So what's she gonna do? She gonna come up in the game and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it this way. Don't come back. Because the player be like, okay, the night was great. You know, you got the room to yourself for 24 hours. We gonna leave. You know, you gotta be out at this point of the day. Here's a gift shopping card. You can go down there and buy a bag. I put like $1,000 on it. You know, just to smooth things over. And they be real happy. They go and they start taking pictures in the room. Like, I'm on a trip, girl. Look. Instagram it up like it's their room. Then they go ahead, start hitting this person up. They exchange their personal information. And then from there on, they good. But what happens is that girl ends up running a trick on you. She start running a play on you because she's really from the streets. And then she gets mad when she see you with another damn Instagram thought. Another girl in another town that you're doing this with. Now she see her position gone. Now she's seeing her bag finna get short. You see how that works? And all of this is being orchestrated. Some of it by organizations. They know you have a vice. So what they do is they push these women right in your direction. Like, There you go. There you go. And they get you caught up and mess up your contract, especially when they don't want to pay you. And they signed you not knowing you turned out to be a bust. How did they get rid of you? Oh, get you in some controversy. Oh, he beat up and choked this woman out in the room. He's violent. Who was this woman? They got women that damn near work for the league. They professional pass downs. I'm not joking, y'all. This is dead serious stuff. Yo, hit the super chat one time. Let's make sure it's working. Hit the super chat up one time. If they stop the super chat, then I know what's up. Yeah, the league been pissed at me for the past couple of days for exposing stuff. But yeah, professional pass downs, man. So just let it be known. People, yeah, the professional pass downs. They everywhere, B. You gotta start putting that stuff, adding 2 to 2 together. Look, it ain't nothing but thoroughbreds walking out of here. See, that's why I dress the way I do. I don't look like I have anything. It's beautiful. So therefore, I don't gotta worry about nothing bothering me. See, you dress for how you want to be addressed. See, that's the way it goes. You dress the way you want to be addressed. When I'm ready to go out and be seen in that way, I dress for the occasion. Now, if I'm out here in some holes in my jeans and some ones and all that, dressing like I'm 20-some years of age, then I deserve what comes. Because, of course, a 20-year-old gonna be, hi, how you doing? I'm Penelope. What is she supposed to say? Okay, super chat working. Appreciate it. Okay, they ain't tripping. I thought they was tripping, sincerely. Appreciate you. Now, well, that's the thing. We see it all the time. It's just considered business everywhere else, because another player just got caught in a lot of scandalous stuff, right? So, and it'd be the 12th guy on the team. It'd be the 10th guy on the team. It could be a vet on the team. Trying to tell you, these dudes had hoes. And when you got hoes, you get hosed. Especially if you're in this game. Oh man, I sit around former NBA players. That's all we talk about is hoes. They have a professional pass down hoe. Okay? Professional pass down that have been with 3 Los Angeles Lakers players that we know of. High profile. One calls himself the king. You know, been with them. Caused the whole love triangle. One guy that was sleeping with the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers with the initials KK. We got him getting into it with the so-called king over a pass down chick because he old as hell, but he got bread. And who you think she gonna ride with? The dude with the bread. And then she's on videotape getting beat up by another Los Angeles Laker player who wasn't on the Laker player when he came in and want to put paws on the woman. She's a professional pass down. Now, if you understand the players of the game that I just spread it out to you, then you already understand the situation, right? One NBA player's wife decided to get revenge on her husband. They're married, walked down the aisle. The Instagram girl, whatever, found out who his wife was. tried to get her to follow her. When she did, the girl's like sending her all these messages. She read them, and she didn't follow her. She just read the message and put noted. That's all she said. Noted. Right? So now she felt slighted. Like, oh, she gonna do that. So she made an Instagram story post on her night with her special NBA player friend. It's been removed since then. It's been a few years, but that got removed. So the wife decided, okay, since you gonna play like that, I'm gonna go to what I used to be. You know how you met me. Call up rapper, beep, 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 beep. Hey, you in town? You want him hook up? He was like, whoa, I thought you married. He's like, oh, that's my business. Let's go on and hook up. Took her to Pound Town. So she let him know. Like, oh, I saw your little girl. And before you lie and say you don't know her, I already been knowing about this for months. I figured it out. I saw your payment statements. I saw all of that. You are aware that my father is your accountant, right? Not only was her father the accountant, goes a little deeper than that. When he's saying, baby, 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 I was drunk. She took advantage of me, baby. I was drunk. You know how I get when I be going off that Don Julio. That was the Don Julio, baby. I'm good, baby. She was, nah, you're not. But you finna be real good, real quick. She said, oh, remember how I used to told you I used to date so-and-so? Yeah, well, we hooked up. What? Now NBA player want to fight rapper. And they had a little back and forth, and you guys didn't know what it was about. And the rapper had too much respect for an old girl to let it be known what he did to the NBA player's wife. But he was letting you know, like, I used to have that before you. You know what I'm saying? Like, be grateful. I don't take her back or some shit like that. So, right away, all of this stuff is going on under your nose. Dog. We talking about NBA players had to get sat down, right? Because they was like, how much would it take to just get her wiped out off the planet? Serious. These are real conversations that's had because they've been set up. And they find out what's going on. They find out the drop and they be like, I wonder, is there a guy that we could pay, like legally have her killed? It's like, no, you can't. There ain't no legal thing for that. It's called murder. It's called you go to jail. You don't be stupid. I know that's your initial emotional response, but no. If he won't smoke, he better go put his mouth on an exhaust pipe. And he'll probably the type that'll do it too. Just for the views. Now, here's the thing that everybody needs to understand. Okay, because it's not being said. Hey, these players that they talk about, these professional athletes, they have children, some of them. And they children hear about these activities. These are late night creeps, you know what I'm saying? They not trying to be associated with nobody with a huge social media following. But they like, look, what they gonna do? But these younger dudes, they love this shit. They love to party. They want to pop Molly, pop a little Xan. They into this shit. When before it wasn't like that. So now it's easier for the girls to manipulate your dumb ass. He was, baby, just see if your friend can go get a pill. This fool drove into a residential dangerous neighborhood that the NBA put provisions and security around players so that they don't be in these seedy situations. But this dude want a damn pill so bad. He hiding in a all blacked out truck, sending the girl that he barely knows in to get some goddamn pills. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. They got 1 day of rest before they play a game. Needless to say, he came up short. And this guy is always known for coming up short in the playoffs. MVP player. Won the MVP award. Always in the top 2 for MVP. Had a run of that. Always coming up short when it mattered the most. And this person is addicted to paying out money to hold. Don't care. Superstar. Multi-million-dollar player. Don't care. One of the 2 champagne with Molly in. Want to pop bottles. Then you got the one guy who claimed to be the family man, but he wants to run around and be like, I can have any woman I want to. And just because one girl is liking and vibing with said guy, he gonna go and tell the girl, you know he married, right? You know he married. Come on. You know he married, just like me. But you ready to F him. How that sound? Nope. Don't even sound right. Okay. I'm just like the best player like ever. And you want just some random guy? All right, cool. That's cool. I'm just saying, you can do what you want to do. That's cool. Now, the other guy who used to play for the Indiana Pacers, who was their star player before they sent him over, or he became what they thought was a superstar in OKC and then the Clippers, now I think the 76ers. So when that happened with him, he was like, really? He couldn't believe that dude was this petty, that would do this to him. So now, he couldn't believe that the guy would hate on him like that. He was like, that dude married too. Why would he do that? Why would he do this? That don't make no sense, bro. Like, that don't make no sense. So, it just lets you know the type of hate that goes on in this league, and that these people will be set up. So this person knew, I can't mess with this girl because this dude not only would probably go tell my wife, so I can't do nothing in front of him. The same guy who almost split up his teammates' marriage. See, what they're never going to tell you is that before a guy was in Toronto and came into the Big Three and got married to a woman that Lil Wayne used to smash. Lil Wayne wasn't the only one that smashed this con artist, right? This con artist woman also was smashed by Floyd Mayweather. Also was smashed by a player that was on the same team and nobody knew. Now, this is something you never knew. So this is some exclusive stuff. We're going to go in more detail on the Patreon. The last year, right? Last season, 2014. Said player hears rumors that this had happened before, venomously denied by said person that is now married to this woman. She was like, I never with him. The only person that you know about is Lil Wayne. So he was like, Wayne was the only person. That's it. But I know Floyd hit it too, because he told me. He straight up told me. So Floyd used to smash that too. So Floyd actually said, how you gonna bar me from the game too? Because I smashed it too. Clear as day. So he hit that too. And then on top of it, here's the next thing that many of you just didn't get or didn't understand or didn't know. Once this allegation and rumor came up, of course, there was a big media thing that came in and wanted to get on it, like gossip sites. And they shot this thing down as a complete rumor as the team went out and had dinners with their wives to try to show like ain't no problems. The big three goes out with their wives. But we all know that she was getting down with a player on that team. Before that player was on that team, that player was in another team and came over to this team. So now you ain't gonna get rid of this player. You ain't trading him. So something's gotta give. Oh, yes. So it's a lot of dirtiness in the game. Guys sleeping with each other's girls. And now the younger the players, now they've involved a lot more drugs and party drugs and all of this stuff that don't linger in your system like everybody else think. So it's just crazy wow. So on the Patreon, we'll go into a little bit more when we break this down. So a lot of people probably still confused. Some of y'all figured most of it out, but they all being set up. And this is why the league mad at me, because I'm exposing all of this that they don't want y'all to hear. So I'm out. Support the real.